Hello, and welcome to Round Robin. I'm your guest host, Brian Marchese, and today we're going to be talking about Hampton's Block Party in downtown Hampton, and I'm excited to have two guests, Cindy Masterstaff from DHDP and Jason Bruner.
Hello. Hey, Brian.
Welcome.
Thanks.
So let's talk about Block Party. So this is an exciting year. It's the 25th anniversary of Block Party. Is that right?
It is.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great for downtown. It's a lot of people like to come. It's fun. We always have energetic music, different diversity in music, and Jason books us some of the best up and coming people, some of the best local people. So it's great. So
yeah, let's talk about that, Jason. So you book all the acts. So
I do.
It's a really exciting lineup this year. I mean, I know normally over the years that you guys have a couple of different national acts, but this year you guys have, what, 5 national acts coming in?
Yeah, I believe, 5 touring acts for sure.
That's really great.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
first one is June 6th with Dylan Schneider.
Okay.
June 8th.
June 8th.
June 8th.
June
I'm
8th.
sorry.
Yep. It's a cheat sheet, right?
That's fine. Well, that's great. So can you tell us more about the acts? Because it's a diverse kind of group of musicians as far as what style of music and that type of thing.
Yeah, so they usually, Cindy comes to me and asks what kind of acts are available based on the budget that we have, and I go to the agencies and try to figure out what's out there, and a lot of times we have to use a lot of up and coming acts just because the more popular acts like the Dave Matthews Bands and the Taylor Swifts and stuff are not in our budget,
Right, absolutely.
So we've got a couple things, like June 15th we have Caleb Johnson, who was one of the American Idol winners.
Season
Awesome.
13.
Season 13, okay.
That's great.
Yeah. And then we have Sister Sparrow and the Dirty Birds,
Great
awesome
band.
female vocalist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, then we have this band called Ghost Note on, what is that, July 20th? Ghost Note. It's members of Snarky Puppy
Okay.
and Kirk Franklin's band, the Gospel Act. And they're just super, super jazz-oriented, funk, R&B.
Yeah, it's like a fusion or even kind of feel to it. Yeah.
So we do like a lot of country, pop, rock.
Cover bands.
Cover
I love
bands,
tribute. I love
bands,
tribute bands.
R&B.
Tribute bands. We have a great one coming up in June 22nd, I believe, with Stevie Wonder.
That is awesome.
Natural Wonder, yeah.
Natural Wonder. Yeah, it's going to be fun.
And these tribute bands, I mean, this isn't just, your bar cover band or
No,
whatever
these
like
are the
that.
best of
These
the
guys
best.
are the best
Yeah,
of the best.
yeah,
They
absolutely.
really are. They sound and look and just, it's the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah. In the past, we've had like Fleetwood Mac cover bands, or
The
tribute
Michael Jackson
bands,
tribute
and
band,
Michael
Who's Dad?
Jackson. Yeah, awesome.
That is awesome.
So we're looking forward to Stevie Wonder this
I
year
think
too.
this
and
is
they have
actually
Natural
one of the
Wonder.
best lineups we've had in the 5 years that I've been booking it.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, other years we've had national acts like the Fix and Fishbone and
The Connells, the
Connells
Smithereens.
and the Smithereens, and this
All
year, I
great
mean, we're
acts,
starting
yeah.
some newer and more diverse bands, I guess. I think I was making a joke to Cindy. I think the only thing that we haven't booked this year is a polka band, or maybe an orchestral thing, But we have R&B, pop, funk, rock, country, maybe reggae. Do we have reggae?
Yes.
We have reggae.
Yep. And we got a Grateful Dead tribute band.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's
Yeah.
near the
Last
end of the
Fair
season.
Act.
Yeah.
Last
Yep.
Fair Deal.
Last Fair Deal. They're local.
That's awesome.
So yeah.
Yeah, so there's the touring national acts that are out there, but there's also a lot of great local bands that are in and around Hampton Roads that you guys have. So
Yeah.
We tend to bring quite a few of them back. The DeLoreans and Buckshot Country Band and Slap Nation. What's that? Hampton's favorite, correct?
Yeah.
and to give you a plug too, I know you're in one of the bands.
I'm in a band called Roosterfoot. We're
Yeah.
playing August 17th with an up-and-coming Southern rock country act, Matt Stell.
Okay.
And he's starting to make some waves right now, so we're playing with him on August 17th, and that'll be fun.
And opening up for Ghost Note is Hampton University members that have formed a band.
Oh, yeah, the Fuzz Band.
Oh, the Fuzz Band. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they have a smaller band off of Fuzz Band, right?
Rocky 7, yeah, that's kind of an offshoot band. They do a little more current alternative tunes and a couple other things.
And they'll be opening up this year too.
Yeah, are they playing with Natural Wonder?
Yeah, they're opening up for National Wonder
Yeah,
this
Rocky
year.
7's playing with Natural. Oh, and I can't forget Good Shot Judy.
Okay.
Good Shot
yeah.
Judy is
They're
a
gonna-
big
yeah.
swing style,
Right.
just fun band, big band with lots of horns.
Yeah,
and
we
they're
hope they
playing.
get them in this year. They've gotten rained out the last 2 years.
And that's one of the great things about the Block Party is that, I mean, you have the diverse bands, but you have bands that you can go down there and pull out your lawn chair and sit and watch them dance out on the street. Tell us about the location, because the location is great too for downtown. I mean, you have all the restaurants there and everything else.
Yeah, it's actually on Queensway between King and Wine. We shut down that whole block. So we have food vendors, you've got restaurants if you want to go inside and sit down. We have adult beverages for sale on the street, but you can also go inside and explore from some of the other great bartenders that we
Yeah.
have in downtown that have won major awards with Coastal Virginia Magazine this year. And then we have a kids area from 6 to 8. So it's something for everybody.
It is, the whole family.
It is. The whole family can enjoy themselves. So you can't bring any outside food or beverages in this year, but there's so much in there that you can find something that you want.
Yeah.
So it's great.
It is. It's a great
And
opportunity.
it's free.
I know. That's the best part.
Free. That's the best part. And
I remember years ago, my wife and I went down, and we just went to dinner at one of the restaurants there, and I'd forgotten that it was even going on, and we kind of come out, and it's like, oh man, this is amazing. And
Yeah.
Who was playing that night?
it's been so many years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
Yeah. It was.
yeah, and then the other good thing too is that block party that starts at 6 p.m. and then the bands come on stage at 7. The national acts take place at 9, and then we end at 10:30. But the great part about that is if you're not done partying for that night, you can go into Brown
Yes.
Chicken, Brown Cow, see a local band there,
Marker 20
or Marker
or-
20 out on the deck, or you can go over to like the Vanguard has bands, the Grey Goose has bands, sometimes the Stillwater Tavern has
yeah.
bands, and also you can find something maybe over at Bull Island.
Exactly.
So it's something downtown. You can walk from block to block and find a different type of music.
It really is an amazing event for downtown, and it really brings people together. And like I said, it might not be kind of your cup of tea, that music that night, but you know, the bands are so incredible. You get in there and you're like, I didn't
Yeah.
know I liked this type of genre of
yeah,
music.
exactly. I think that's a good point because there's a lot of times that we book bands and I think, I don't know if I'm going to like this, but I'm going to be there all night long. And you end up falling in love with new bands and
Yeah.
different types of music that I didn't know that I really would enjoy.
We had a band a couple years ago, or it might have been last year, the Reverend Horton Heat.
Oh, yeah.
Like a psychobilly,
Right.
kind of little verge punk, country twang or whatever. And Cindy, when I approached her about this thing, she said, yeah, I don't know about this one. And then when we
And
had
it was
we
so
had them at the block party,
cool.
she's like, oh my God, they're amazing.
Yeah. So you never know what you're going to discover in downtown, you know, between
Yeah.
the bars, the restaurants, the food vendors, and the bands.
Mm-hmm.
It's something unique and different for everybody downtown.
It really is. It's great bands, and I appreciate you booking them. I can't even imagine what that's like to go through and book all the bands. So how is kind of what's the role in doing that? Because sometimes I think people kind of look and are like, why isn't the schedule out yet? Why isn't the schedule out? But it's a lot of coordinating to figure out where these
Guess
bands
what
are
they
going to
say,
be.
times of the essence, I
Yeah.
guess, or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, so, you know, we start brainstorming in January, and then February comes around, and we've got a couple ideas, and we already know like which locals we're going to have.
Right.
But we wait to place the locals until we get the national headliners. So,
Gotcha.
With the exception of a couple of locals that have limited availability, you know, we try to kind of hold certain dates for them, and usually it works around their dates. But you know, when the national acts, like if I say say Caleb Johnson wanted June 22 instead of June 15, then we would have had to say to Stevie Wonder's band or the tribute to Stevie Wonder, would there be a chance you could do 15 or maybe
Right.
29? So yeah, there's a lot of moving pieces.
A lot of juggling, yeah.
And then in order to get it announced and everything, you have to have the contracts and all the tax forms and everything else going on
Yeah.
before you can actually get it going, you know?
And to get them at a good price, you got to make sure you get them while they're traveling between here and there or
Well,
something
and
like
that's
that.
the thing
instead
too.
of
Yeah,
bringing them
one-offs
across.
do not work for us. The
Right.
fly-ins do not work for us. We try to
Right.
make sure the
Right.
bands are routed and have all of their own, you know, equipment and everything with them. And then that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah,
It's a jigsaw. It's a jigsaw.
It's a jigsaw puzzle.
It's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
But we always make it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's always been a great event, and so I've been many times, and it's a wonderful kind of venue. It's a wonderful kind of place to be, and being on the street like that, and just with the lights and everything like that, and
Yeah.
and
It's
all
very
the
quaint.
restaurants, it's quaint.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've done a good job over the last. I started booking it 5 years ago, and I don't even think they had the lit trees
Yeah.
down the parkway or whatever you would call it, the
street,
concert way
yeah.
or whatever. And they've done a really good job, and it looks
Yeah.
really inviting
It
to
is.
people, you know.
It really is.
And then the restaurants, I mean, they've all been picking up, and I like to think that the business has been picked up, you know, has picked up quite a bit
Oh, yeah,
over
of course.
the last couple of years.
And
But,
I think the interesting thing too is always fun when you show up. You never know who you're going to run into. I run into
Right.
people who I haven't seen for 20 years. You
Right.
know, so it's always like a homecoming. It's a place where people gather,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just fun. It's a safe place that you know you can just run out to on Saturday night.
Right.
If you're alone or with a couple or with a group, you're going to run into somebody you know usually.
Absolutely. Well, guys, thank you so much for
Yeah.
coming out today and telling us about this and kind of getting a little bit of the inner workings of how it gets put together and that type of thing. And I really appreciate it. And we're looking forward to a great season.
Thank you. Thanks for
So,
having us.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good
Appreciate
time.
it.
Thank you.
And thank you guys for watching Round Robin today. And get out to downtown Hampton this season and check out all these block parties. Have a good day.